So I start off with a forward fold. Wait for the sinuses a little bit. Getting over a little bit of an illness. Hopefully getting better every day. Big toes, ankles, heels just barely touching, so that if they push into each other too much, you know that's too much. But really just to release the neck and the back. Get out any kinks to set up the next pose. And for that setup, anterior flex the neck and spine to upward facing dog. Get the timer started, get the hands in place, and get the feet in place. Feel that upward facing dog. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit for the low back to slide into place. Relax. A little bit of extra sensation, it appears, on the low back. It's okay. That's what happens. Very cool. So just relax, feel the sensation. Soon enough, the back should slide into place. Let's go further into the pose. There we go. That, feel some more. So a little bit more sliding left to do. And there we go. I think that's about as good as it's going to get. Once the low back gets into a good spot, you can take the head back as a counterweight to increase the anterior flex of the spine. The posterior flex of the spine. Yeah, your posterior is your rear end, right? So that's your posterior flex. Flexing towards the back. Feel sensation. I feel most sensation now on the wrists, forearm and wrist. Forearm close to the wrist, not the wrist per se. A lot of nice pressure into that, into the hands. Because I've got the fingers pointed towards the feet. You can look up or close the eyes. Look up, try to maybe just slightly cross the eyes, look at the third eye, so like you're looking up, so slightly cross, try to look at your third eye, the center point of the brow. Feel a nice stretch, maybe accentuate a little more, give yourself a little twist, articulate the spine a little bit, engage the muscles right at the bottom of the back, the top of the pelvis. 6 seconds left. Reach the throat up. And that's 3 minutes. Yay! Good stuff. Alright. Next up, scorpion pose. We clear out the timer. We get reset. Let the wrists equalize. Except it was a little intense on the wrists. Go. Very good. And find your spot for your scorpion pose. Today is an even number day, so let's start with the right leg. Find some balance. And then find the pose. It is just that simple. 2 minutes, 23 seconds. So yeah, past couple days I pull out of this pose pretty quick because I didn't want to put too much effort into it. Because again, I'm recovering from an illness. So yeah, to kind of know your limits, right? Make sure you stay within your limits. And just chill out and relax, enjoy the pose. Yeah, so just try and find as much balance as you can. So there's minimum effort into the pose. And gravity and balance will slowly do its work. So you don't need to pull yourself as hard as you can into the pose. It'll just kind of go there naturally. Well, find balance. So yeah, now my arm muscles are starting to give out just a hair. A lot more sensation. Minute 3 seconds left. Just keep balance. Keep focused. Keep it relaxed. Just strive for balance. And look at that lovely carpet. Hey, good stuff. And yeah, I think that's it for today. There we go. 30 seconds left. So we can do the starter of a hero's pose. So start to get the, there's a nice crack in the knee, pop in the knee. Start to feel the knees a little bit. And there's really not that much time, but so we'll just feel the knees. As you lean back a little bit, the knees will go out to the side. Feel a stretch on the pecs. And that's our 3 minutes that we started off in our scorpion pose. Next up is a forward fold. A real forward fold this time. Real because we hold it for 3 minutes. Whereas at the beginning of practice, forward fold is just enough to get any kinks or cracks or pops out of the back. Start to relax. Ankles, heels, toes together. Big toes. But just barely touching. So that you can control the rotation of the foot by pressing the, right, pretend that's the ankle, right? As you feel pressure on your ankle, you know one foot might be rotating too much as compared to the other. You want them to just barely touch so that you know your feet are at the proper rotation. Straighten the legs. You might cross the arms, let gravity help you out, pull you down a little bit more. As you find your way into this pose, as you find it more easily, start to straighten the low back, take the head further down. A couple pops on the low back there. So I'm still just releasing the muscles and feel that. And if you want, hands under the feet, straighten the knees, hold the pose, try to breathe through the nose as best as you can, if that's a possibility. Not so easy for me today. Keep your balance, stay relaxed, maintain your focus. 50 seconds left. Just feel the body relax. No more effort in the shoulders because we had a nice scorpion pose. It's a nice relaxation of the shoulders. I keep feeling myself shifting or swaying a little bit back and forth from the right heel to the left heel. So nice, somewhat dynamic balance.
Most of my balance is actually coming from the heels and not from the balls of the feet, because my hands are under the feet, making the balance somewhat more dynamic than if my feet were just on the earth. Alright, so that is that. Next up is a hamstring stretch. Alright, the right hamstring, Janu Sirsasana. And take this down, nice and slow. You can play with your toes if you want. Check it out. Do you need a pedicure? Yes or no? Maybe. Maybe not. And take this down, 0 effort. So try to release the head, the spine, the neck. As much of the body as you can. And so here I'm using my right shoulder to press onto the left quad to help keep the right leg straight. Then I'm also trying to relax the spine and the pelvis and the leg as much as I can so that gravity can do the stretch for me, instead of having to use my muscles to pull myself further down. Yeah, and the forehead's just barely touching the carpet. Not really pressing into it yet, but just lightly touching it. All thanks to gravity. Yay, your friend gravity. And just relax, release, enjoy the pose. Feel a nice stretch. There's that part in the body where you should feel a sensation. So to me, the sensation is not so much today, right here. Because I'm not really pushing it today. Again, I'm just kind of relaxing, doing a 0 effort. When I say 0 effort, right, trying to use as little musculature as possible. And when you're doing 0 effort poses, then you don't stretch as far. I do feel some hamstring, but not as much as like a week ago when I was doing Hanumanasana. I was really focusing on the hamstring. But it's still a nice, pleasant stretch. And you get that feeling of sensation. Bring that to your conscious awareness. And as you bring that to your conscious awareness, the sensation starts to lessen. It's quite an interesting thing. Almost as if that's basically what you're supposed to do, right? Feel that heightened sensation of a muscle being stretched. Embrace it and let it go. And as you do that, the muscle starts to open. You still have the heightened sensation, but the muscle starts to relax and it starts to open, or allow itself to be open just a little bit further. You may not get all the way as far as you want to go today, but it's a good start. And that is 3 minutes on that side. Alright, so clear out the timer. Get started for the next side. That was Janu Sirsasana on the right leg. Now time for Janu Sirsasana on the left leg. So left leg usually not as open as my right leg. That's just me. But this is the second side, so we should be able to get a little bit further down, a little bit faster than normal. Yeah, on the other side, I was pretty easy, pretty quickly able to get the shoulder into the knee. Not nearly as quickly on this side. And there's some muscle in the pelvis that is like stretching, relaxing that. Different than compared to the right side. Maybe pelvis is open. Square off the pelvis. Yeah, there we go. Square off the pelvis a little bit. That helps. I've got basically the pec onto the left quad, but I've got to relax the neck a little more. A little bit of sensation in the back of the neck. And it feels like I'm torquing over to the left too much. Relax the neck. And so now I'm using a little bit of leg to help keep the leg upright. I'm using some of my leg muscles, like my inner thighs or something, to keep the leg upright, keep the foot upright, instead of the hand as much. So when I let the leg go, it's trying to splay out to the side. But if I put the hand on there, I guess it helps. There we go. And so yeah, now feeling that stretch on the left hamstring, a little bit on the back of the neck. So for some reason this side it's not as easy to get the to relax the neck. The left leg straight. Forehead is on the floor, so hey, cool, got that. Took it a while, but I got there. And just trying to keep the leg straight and up without using the leg muscles. And hey, that's 3 minutes on that side. Alright, got a few people today. Cool stuff. And so that is Janu Sirsasana on that side. Next up is wide splits. Yay. So find your wide splits, whatever that means, whatever that is for you, right? If you want to just... If you are following along, and if you want to just like chill out and hang out here, because this is as far as you can go, then do that. Awesome stuff. If you can't go a little bit further, then go a little bit further. Eventually, right, you start running out of like leg space to push the legs further apart, right? So that's when you start to fold forward. And you'll notice, right, so like the feet are pointing up, kind of in line. Maybe you can't notice. So the foot is pointing up, right? The same direction as the chest. So much like when you stand up and go like this, right? The chest and the feet, maybe, yeah, an axis through the chest, axis through the feet, the plane of the chest and the feet are exactly the same, right? And so eventually this goes all the way down. The feet change a little bit, but the leg, like the inner thigh, is still going down, right? You start the timer. There you go. And you get the body in position. All the parts of the body. And relax. Yeah, find that awesome, fantastic position where you can just sit down, relax, enjoy the stretch. With enough daily practice, this becomes more of a maintenance pose. You do it just to make sure that you can do it. And yeah, as stated before, you can, once you maintain and it's easy, you can usually keep your flexibility, it seems like, for about a week if you don't do anything drastic, such as overexercise some of your muscles. If you overexercise your muscles, and you feel that delayed onset muscle soreness, if you do that too much, then your muscles are going to rebuild themselves, and they rebuild themselves tighter. And lucky you, you could start all over again. So yeah, I did that once. I was able to get my wide splits nice and loose like this. But then I overexercised my inner thigh muscles too much, and had to take a couple weeks off because of all the muscle soreness. And it wasn't the weeks off that was the issue. It was worked out the muscles so hard they apparently decided to rebuild themselves in a much tighter form. And so then I had to re-stretch that. It was not fun. So if you are looking to increase and gain and maintain your flexibility, you probably don't want to try to refrain from over-exercising. So again, know your body, know your limits. Try to avoid the delayed onset muscle soreness. Relax, feel the breath slide in and out of the body. About 42 seconds left. Equal parts inhale and exhale. You can do an ujjayi breath where you close the top of the trachea just enough to put some effort behind the breath. And just relax, feel the pose. Feel a nice stretch on the inner thighs. And that is that for that. Alright, so the timer. Next up is handstand. Let's see if we can do a little bit better on this today. So hands a little bit underneath the shoulders, a point where you can find some balance. Press into the hands, lift the body up, get to your starter pose. There we go. And from here, you can probably want to bend the elbows a little bit. If you're really just beginning, right, the first thing you want to do is learn how to hover, right? Because that will build up your muscles for pressing into the handstand. If you can just hover the feet a couple inches, that is awesome, because that takes lots and lots of effort, lots of core, lots of shoulder. And that builds the muscles to the point where they're ready that you can press up into your handstand. So I have done that, right, quite a few times. So let's see if I can press up in the old handstand today. All right, so you either hover or you press up. And let's try the press up. Engage the fingers. There we go. Look at that. Made it today. And keeping my legs out to the side lowers my center of gravity, so it makes the balance a little bit easier. If I take the legs up, it raises the center of gravity so that the balance is not quite as easy. More of an inverted pendulum. So I keep the legs out to the side to help out the balance. And I think that's it for today. All right. Well, good stuff. Thanks everyone for joining me. That's been my practice for the day. If you want to rewind and watch any other part of this, these always get saved to YouTube. If you look up Ben Yoga King on YouTube, you can see that. Or if you would like to leave any comments or anything, please feel free. Thanks again. Hope you all have a fun and wonderful rest of your Saturday.